going to be drawing my advanced life drawing assignment that was to draw a space that's leading to another space. And so I decided to draw my stairs leading into a room. But yeah, today I wanted to do a podcast style, and I wanted to talk about privileges and how I have many, of course. And the 4 points I wanted to make was 1, being a youngest child. I have 3 older sisters. 2, having pretty privilege. Just being a woman, every woman has their privileges, and I'm not going to say that being a woman is easy, but that is a fact that we are privileged, and there are also male privileges as well. I won't deny that as well. And number 3, being supported by my parents, being a college student, and number 4, living at home. And so the first one being the youngest child. So I come from a second generation Korean American family. My parents are still together, and I have 3 older sisters, and I am the youngest child. My mom was 39 when she had me, and my dad was 41. And when my mom was pregnant with me, my dad actually had melanoma. He had skin cancer, so there was actually a time in my mom's pregnancy when she thought that I wouldn't be able to meet my dad, which honestly, these 22 years of life have only been blessings thus far, just knowing him and honestly being very much like him. And so I just couldn't imagine how my life would have been like if he did not survive the cancer. So that is my first privilege. And number 2 is pretty privilege. And I think this term definitely came up more in, with social media and more awareness when it comes to femininity and identity and everything. But yeah, so pretty privilege. I think with women, there are many privileges, and many times when it is hard being a woman. There are many times in the year, these last 2 years, where I've been catcalled, and I've never really had those experiences before as a high schooler or middle schooler. And so when I would converse with the other gender, so like my guy friends, it's just interesting to hear that they would say that it's a flattering experience, that I'm attracted by the other gender, and it's nice to be complimented, or, oh yeah, they don't catcall you unless you're pretty. And I don't believe that, because a man could see you across the room and just identify you as a woman just by your silhouette, and he doesn't need to see your face, but he will catcall you because he knows that you're a woman. And so, yeah, just having those conversations with my guy friends frustrated me a little bit, because I don't think being pretty is all that great. I'm not to say that, oh yeah, I'm beautiful or I'm pretty. It's more so the idea of being attracted to the other gender, and how that gives you some sort of advantage in life. I will admit, being the youngest of three other sisters, I'm constantly being compared and constantly just, trying to live up to a standard, especially in a Korean cultural standard of how women should be perceived or, shaped or educated, anything like that. And so that's something I definitely had to navigate and explore as I got older. And yeah, honestly, it's scary being a woman as well. And the fact that we have so many precautions that we need to take in order to just live our lives. Like, I know a lot of my friends have, honestly, weapons to defend themselves, whether it's a taser or a knife or some sort of noise that will draw attention. We don't want this attention, and yet it is given to us because of the way that our culture is wired. And so, yeah, I just think it's very interesting growing up and being more aware of what goes on of, being a woman. But yeah, my third idea of privilege is being supported by my parents. So I currently commute to Cal State Long Beach. I live in Orange County, and I live very close, and I realize what a privilege it is being supported by my parents financially and emotionally as well. I don't work right now as much as, or I do have a part-time job, but it's not enough to support my tuition or my living. And so, yeah, that's just something I've grown to realize that, yeah, there are so many more people who are struggling to make a living for rent or education or, yeah, just shelter or food. And here I am getting to really invest in school, really invest in my life and growing as a person for the sake of my parents, at the cost of my parents working so hard, immigrating here, and having to grow accustomed to this place, and how I'm over here trying to be my own person, and I'm so spoiled that I don't even get to acknowledge how much sacrifice and love and support that my family was able to, do for me. I didn't mention in my first point, being the youngest child, my 3 sisters, we all went to the same middle school and high school, and one of my sisters I went to college with, and they were really able to carve out my life for me, where they got to experience and kind of be the trial for me, and therefore my parents were more lenient and were able to trust me more and give me more and provide more because of the experiences they were able to have with my sisters, and my sisters were able to experience as they were growing older. Like with fashion, I'm able to receive all the hand-me-downs, so I'm extremely blessed by that. And it's just really crazy of how grateful I am. A couple of years ago, like a year ago, I was just deeply, deeply unsatisfied of commuting, because the struggle is that you just go to class and you just go home. You don't talk to your classmates. It's almost extremely rare to keep in contact outside of your classes. And if it wasn't for joining clubs or different organizations on campus, I probably would still live that life of just going to class and being a student and not really going out of my comfort zone. And so, I'm just really, really grateful to be where I'm at. And my 4th privilege would probably be living at home. I am fed every day. I don't have to worry about doing the laundry. I have a safe place where I could genuinely be myself. I recently have moved into my sister's old room, so now for the first time in 13 years I had my own room, and it was just crazy to see how much I could grow in a space on my own, and seeing what I'm disciplined in and things that I need to work on. And I just can't wait to move out and see how much I'll be willing to grow and how much I need to work on. And so that concludes my video. And so if you like this podcast style, please let me know. And if there are any other topics that you're interested in listening to, just let me know. And I hope you enjoyed watching and listening, and see you later.